Hello, this is Amber Willenberg from the U of L Libraries, and in this video, we're going to talk about developing a search strategy and using that search strategy to find sources through the library for your research paper related to the arts and humanities. This assignment requires you to use at least 3 scholarly journal articles or books, and allows you to supplement your research with non-peer-reviewed sources. Let's start out by talking about what an academic peer-reviewed source is. Let's take a look at this article, The Birth of Black Consciousness on the Screen, the African American Historical Experience, Blaxploitation, and the Production and Reception of Sounder. This is an academic article, also called a scholarly article or a peer-reviewed article. But how do we know this? First of all, we can read the abstract to see that this analysis examines the film Sounder's turbulent social, cultural, and ideological contexts by examining primary source materials. In other words, the purpose of this article is to present research on the film Sounder. This is a key feature of academic articles. They add new knowledge to an ongoing scholarly conversation. In this case, a larger conversation about the issue of Black representation in film through research. Next, we can see that the author is associated with the Department of History at Queen Mary University of London. Academic articles are most often written by professional scholars associated with a college or university. You can see that this article was published in Historical Journal of Film, Radio, and Television. If we Google this title, we can easily find out that this is a peer-reviewed journal, meaning articles published in this journal undergo a formal review process involving other scholars reading and responding to the work. Finally, if we scroll to the end of this article, we'll find an extensive bibliography with pages of citations. Academic articles are written as part of a larger scholarly conversation on a topic, and the bibliography shows how the authors have situated themselves within that conversation. By citing scholarly sources like this in your own research paper, you're participating in the scholarly conversation as well. Now that we have an understanding of what scholarly sources are, we can talk about finding them. The library is the best place to find scholarly sources. These types of sources are expensive, and your tuition dollars help pay for the library to provide access to them. While you might be able to find some academic sources on Google, you'll often run into a paywall and not be able to read the whole article for free. Another issue with searching for peer-reviewed sources on Google is that you'll probably get millions of results for your search and have a hard time narrowing the results down to the kinds of high-quality academic sources that your professors require you to find. In library databases, your searches will return fewer results, but the results have been curated by humans who decided that these sources are useful for students and professors conducting academic research. However, because library databases are more specialized, it's helpful to develop a strategy before we begin searching. Let's say that we've chosen the research question, how did the civil rights movement affect the representation of African Americans in film, for this assignment? If we were using Google to do our research, we could simply Google this question to get a lot of results. Searching in library databases is a little different though. We'll search using keywords, the most important words from our research question. In this case, civil rights movement, representation, African Americans, and film are the most important words from our question. But we don't just want to stop there. It can be helpful to think about ways of broadening and narrowing this question with our keywords so we have options once we start searching. For African Americans, we might also think of Black Americans. For representation, we might think of inclusion, depiction, and portrayal. For film, we might think of movies and Hollywood and add these to our list. Brainstorm as many keywords as you can. Having more keywords gives you more options for your search, so you don't get overwhelmed or stuck when you start searching. Now that we have a list of keywords to help us search in the database, we need to think about subject areas. The library's resources are organized around academic subject areas, so you need to think about what subject areas might be relevant to your research topic. What kinds of researchers are writing about the representation of African Americans in film after the Civil Rights Movement? We might think of film studies, Pan-African studies, and history, and add these to our list. Once you've developed your search strategy with your research question, keywords, and subject areas, you can begin using that strategy to find sources through the library. Let's get started on the library homepage, library.louisville.edu. The best place to get started finding academic journal articles is our subject guides on the left side of the page under Quick Tools. These subject guides divide up library databases by subject area, making it easier for you to find the most relevant resources for your research topic. Remember, one of the subject areas I identified for my research question was film studies. So I could click on the Film Studies Guide and find a list of the very best databases where I can find sources related to film studies. A database is simply a searchable collection of thousands of sources, most of them academic articles. Since you're all researching a wide variety of arts and humanities topics, I'm going to go to our Any Topic Guide to find databases where you can search for sources on any research topic. The first recommended database here is EBSCO Academic Search Complete, a multidisciplinary database that covers a wide variety of subject areas. Most of you will be able to find scholarly articles for your research in this database, but feel free to search in a subject-specific database as well. In EBSCO Academic, one of the first things you'll notice is that there are multiple search boxes at the top of the page. This is why we developed our search strategy with a list of keywords. We'll enter one keyword per box. Let's try some searches. First, we'll put Civil Rights Movement in the first box, African Americans in the second, and film in the third. This search gave us just under 70 results. At this point, you can look through your list of results to see if they seem relevant to your research question. These titles look pretty relevant to me, but if they didn't, I would need to choose a different combination of keywords from my list to search. Keep in mind that you will probably have to try out several searches with different combinations of your keywords to get the best results. If you look at the left side of the screen under source types, you'll see that we're looking at several academic journal articles, along with some magazines, newspapers, book reviews, and trade publications. Since you need to find 3 academic journal articles, you can check the box next to scholarly peer-reviewed journals under Limit To, which gets rid of everything that isn't scholarly. Or you can leave this box unchecked to continue seeing other source types that can be used as supplements to your scholarly research. Just make sure you look at how each article you choose is labeled so you're sure that you've got your 3 academic articles. Let's go ahead and click on a title that seems interesting. One thing to notice is the abstract. Always read the abstract because it will give you a quick overview of the whole article, helping you determine if it's useful for your research before you read the whole thing. Another helpful tool here is the Cite button. Click this to get the MLA citation for the article, which you can copy and paste into your works cited. Just be sure to check over the citation and make sure everything is correct. If you decide you want to save this article to read later, there are a couple of options you can choose from. First, you can see if there is a PDF of the article available on the left side of the screen. If so, feel free to save that directly to your computer. Another option is to use the email tool on the right side of the screen to send yourself the article. If there is no PDF, you can click on Find It at U of L to see if we own the article or if you need to request a copy of it. When you click Find It, you'll either see a View Full Text link, which will take you to the article, or a button that says Request Item through Interlibrary Loan. If you see the request button, that just means we don't own the article, but we'll request a copy for you from another school. So just click that button and fill out the form to place a request, and we'll send you the PDF of the article, usually within a few days. You can also use a book or book chapter as one of your 3 scholarly sources for your research assignment. The best place to find books is through the library catalog right on the library homepage. You'll click the Books tab, then enter your keywords. Keep in mind that books are much broader than articles, so you might need to search using broader keywords than you did in the database. This search gave us 87 results of books held here at U of L. When you find a title that looks interesting, click the title, then click View Description to see a summary of the book and a content section with each chapter title. This can help you determine if any part of this book is useful for your research. If you want to use the book, look under Check Availability to see where the book is held. If it's an ebook, you'll find the link to the ebook here. If you can't find a book with relevant chapters here at U of L, you can also check the box next to Libraries Worldwide to find all books on that topic. Just like with articles in the database, you can request a copy of a book or book chapter that U of L doesn't own using interlibrary loan. If you ever have any questions while conducting research, librarians are here to help. You can chat with us Monday through Friday from 9 to 4 right from the library homepage. Or click Ask a Librarian to find more ways to get in contact with us. You can even schedule a virtual, one-on-one research appointment with a librarian for in-depth research help. Thanks!